Started.
Hi, I'm Doerr, the Aloha Shirt Psychic, and I've got Linda Grindel in the house. Hi, Linda.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Mel.
Hey, sweetie. We were just having our usual chat behind the scenes. So,
Behind the scenes, we're gossiping.
Yeah, just getting caught up on the latest stuff, I suppose. Anyway, so how are you doing, Miss Linda?
I'm fine. I just saw that they're saying that Trump might be offered a plea deal to dodge jail time.
Oh, I didn't see that. What is it? What did it
It's
say?
on Twitter. But I do think the DOJ, please bear with me, is having some issues. I do think the DOJ is having some issues with putting him in jail. I hate to say that. Remember, I told you guys I never saw him going to jail.
I never
But
saw it either.
But will they offer a plea deal? Let's just take a look, see.
But then does that mean he can't run for president? I hope.
Maybe that's what they're going to offer him. You don't run for president. It could be that, because I think I even saw that a while ago. Because if they could get him to stop running, they'll feel they're saving the country.
And if he'll agree to shut his mouth. I mean, I see him indicted on some things.
Yeah, well, I don't think Fannie's dropping him.
No.
So he's got that with Fannie, but I feel maybe the DOJ might make a deal. Like, you know what? But I see him refusing too. That's how stupid he is.
Well,
you can't tell me what to do.
Well, if he refuses the deal, then he's an idiot because
he'll go to jail.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm sure his attorneys are begging him.
Oh, I mean, his attorneys are probably infighting.
Yeah.
Oh boy. And we'll see. It's gonna blow soon. I'm leaving for Africa on Wednesday. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
All right. Rebecca Davis says, hi, Mel, Linda. I love your collaborations. Thank you to both of you. My question is this: are there any congressional or senators involved in the documents case? If so, will they be exposed and indicted?
Oh God, yes.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
but I see plea deals with a lot of these people. It's so funny that came up, because I feel almost like they all agree they won't run again.
And I think the other thing is they'll use some of them as informants for other people as well.
Oh, okay.
If you work with us on this, and that, will do the downward departure.
There you go.
That's what I pick up. Okay. Something is gonna blow. I just feel it. There's
something's getting ready to happen soon too.
Yeah, it is. It's like it's almost like reaching for that money on the wall and you can't quite get it, but it's something's coming, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
It's gonna be big. Okay. I can't solve. I can't read. Was hi, Mel and Linda. Why is the FBI so quiet about the J5 bomber? Is it really unsolved, or are they keeping it quiet for other reasons? I pick up they have some suspects, but I don't think.
Why is the DOJ what?
It says, why is the FBI so quiet about the J5 bomber?
Because I think they know who it is.
They do. Exactly.
They know who it is, and it's a person in probably Marjorie Taylor Greene. I can't be sure of that, but I feel like they know who it is, and they're getting all their ducks in a row, and they will come to that person and say, we know it was you.
I see like 2 or 3 involved, but maybe one put the device there, but a couple other people knew about it.
Jesus.
All right. Ron Brock. Hi, Ron.
Hi, Ron. Did you get any sleep last night?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. Why?
I'm just wondering to the folks out there, people had disturbed. I woke up at 2 a.m. wide awake.
Wow.
I watched a movie, Aliens, Cowboys and Aliens. Finally went back to sleep till about 6 o'clock. So I went to sleep again at 4, woke up at 6. I
Wow.
tried to lay down again, but then I started watching, what's the name of it? The Devil's Advocate. Did you ever see that movie
No.
with Al Pacino?
Oh, yes, I saw that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He
That was a
the
good
devil.
movie.
I saw that. Okay, Ron Brock. Always love seeing the two of you together. My question
Thank you,
is-
Ron.
Thank you, Ron. My question is in Ukraine. I believe Ukraine is about to wipe the landscape with the Russian soldiers.
They are. They are.
I think you're believing correctly, Ron. But what then? Will Ukraine get reparations from Russia?
Not quite yet. When Putin goes down, they'll consider it.
I see a lot of reparations coming there. Will they get their stolen kids back?
Slowly but surely, yes.
Yep. I didn't laugh for that to be funny. It's
You
just,
know, Russia really isn't interested in keeping those kids. That was something they were forced to do by the higher ups.
of course it was. They were, you know what they were using as a terror tactic. Like,
Right.
look, kids will do this. That's horrible.
Let me ask you something really quick. So today on the news, you know, I hate when they talk about having, by the way, Chris Christie and Pence both signed up. But anyway, they were talking about Ron DeSantis poll numbers are 47 and to Trump like it's 43 for Florida. And you know what? I don't see a lot of people liking DeSantis in Florida at all.
People
He's
are moving
causing
in
too much
control.
chaos.
Yeah.
Not that they like Trump either, but I'm feeling that DeSantis at the end of the day couldn't even win Florida. That's what I'm getting.
People are moving out in droves.
I know. And the immigrants aren't going there and they can't get anything done.
No, nobody wants to go there.
That's why they were okaying child labor.
Exactly. So his next question is, will Ukraine get reparations from Russia? Yes, they'll get their stolen kids back as well. How about the war crimes Russia committed? Will Ukraine get justice at the Hague or the Hague? I see war crimes tribunals, yes, and I see people.
I do, but I don't see Putin alive to be part of it. But it could, other people could be involved.
I don't either. I think, you know, maybe after he dies, they'll hold him guilty of something, but I do see other people convicted of war crimes. Absolutely.
It's just he hurts and kills children and women and bombs Ukraine, and then they hit Russia and it's a terror action.
You're right. So, what they're doing is genocide. It's horrible.
Oh, they're starting to fight back now, by the way.
Yeah,
They're starting to hit them hard. Yeah.
They absolutely are.
Now, this is the part I worry about, you guys. I'll do a quick spread on it. But I worry about retaliation in the form of, I never saw a bomb going off, but doing something maybe to even hurt a nuclear place. Let me take a, like in his desperateness, he does something really stupid. But I also feel his people around him won't let him do it. Kind of like they did with Trump. Remember I told you the bigwig said, get the button out of his hand, or they changed the code on it so he couldn't do it because they knew Trump would do something stupid.
Well, desperate people do desperate things.
Something desperate as he loses this war. Yeah, he's going to act like king for a day. Something unjustified. But the thing is, he'll wake up NATO and they'll all come, all these people, my God. He will be, something will happen that he might even be considering it, and news comes out about it. Because I'm feeling, look at all the people. Nothing but people in here.
Wow.
And I got two other people. So I see groups of people saying, oh, hell no. I'm almost feeling this is like close. Or maybe he even damages something, but I'm not feeling like a nuclear war at all.
Yeah, I don't see that. I never saw
No.
no, I don't see that at all. All right. Um, let's see. All right. Hi, Mel and Linda, and happy Monday. There were two Democrats, Jared Golden of Maine and Marie Glusenkamp Paris from Washington, who voted with Republicans to overturn Biden's student debt relief. Are they stealth Republicans? No, I don't think so.
No, but they believe in paying your debt.
Correct.
They didn't want that carte blanche thing going on.
Correct.
They don't believe in giving anybody a break.
I had to pay some of mine back, but not all,
Yeah.
And so I think what they should do is reduce the interest rate significantly, because
Yeah, they used to have it like that back in the day. You could get a loan that wasn't going to cost you an arm and a leg.
yeah, like 1%. And now it's like, a lot of kids can't go to school because the interest rates are so high on student.
Unless you go to junior college, which is going to be free everywhere. You go 2 years in a junior, you can transfer into a 4-year program as a junior. And if you go to a state university, it's not going to be an arm and a leg. And if you don't make that much money, they'll help you.
Well, my point, what I'm thinking is at some point they're going to pass legislation to say that, the interest rates on student loans can't go above a certain percentage. So that's what I see.
Okay.
But, I don't think they were stealth Republicans. I just think that they,
Yeah.
you said, felt people should pay the debt.
Right, exactly.
Okay. CB2MG says, Aloha all. The sandbag Biden tripped over. Just wondering if you think that was placed there on purpose for Biden.
No.
No, absolutely.
It was truly an accident. But let me tell you, Fox News has been running with it because they just love to see an 82-year-old man trip over a sandbag.
Well, they didn't say too
Oh,
much.
no, he's not 82 yet. He's 80.
But they didn't say too much when they had to help Donald Trump down the steps one time, did they?
I know. No.
Okay. Hello, Mel and Linda. Mel, I'm sending you healing wishes, and Linda, I wish you peace and rest. Oh, that's sweet.
Thank you, honey.
That was from Kathy Rollins. Will we see pockets of violence once the indictments against Trump are announced soon? I don't think there's going to be anything like that happen on January the 6th. I don't think. I mean, some people might protest and, Fox News. Well, I think Fox News better shut their mouth. But, some people might protest, but I don't see protest en masse. No, I don't.
Right. Neither do I.
I'll bet Ron DeSantis is like.
Let me tell you, the fact that people aren't protesting now, especially after he gets hit with the DOJ, the fact that they're not going to be marching in the streets will tell you something. Because when he said they raided his offices and he asked for people to do something, and 6 people showed up at Mar-a-Lago?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
They're not gathering for him anymore. Mm-hmm. Not to cause violence.
I think DeSantis is probably laughing delightfully that Trump is in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Say things that'll take the competition away from him.
By the way, he'll never be president, but he said he would consider pardoning Trump.
Oh, doing what?
Satan said he would consider pardoning Trump.
Oh, geez.
He's just saying that he would never do it.
Well, he might, but don't forget, he has no power over the states, and I see Trump indicted in the state of Georgia, or that's going to come, and in
New York.
So he can pardon them all he wants federally, but guess what? It's not going to have any impact.
It's just amazing how Trump expects everybody to do good by him, but he talks horrible talk about. He makes people have to live frightened for their lives. Look what he did to Jack Smith and his wife. He just says terrible things.
Because he's a sociopath.
Yeah.
And the sociopaths don't care.
No. But, you know, if Biden was to pardon him, oh yeah. But then he would be the type who could get pardoned and still talk trash about Biden.
Oh, that's true. You're right. Okay, sweetie darling Lulu. Hi, sweetie darling.
Hi, sweetie darling Lulu.
Marvelous Mel and lovely Linda. Aw. It's been said that Casey DeSantis, Satan, is more ambitious and horrible than her husband. Is that true?
She looks like a Stepford wife. I absolutely get no feeling on her whatsoever. I feel uncomfortable, but I don't get any feeling on her. I don't know her.
I think she's very ambitious, yes. But I just don't know enough about her. But one of these days we can comment on
I'll
it.
tell you who makes me feel uncomfortable. That wife of Mike Pence.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
She's always standing there. They were interviewing him at the fair and she's just standing there.
it's like
It's weird.
all right. Cat's Funk's fabulous finds, no question. Just a hello from Oregon and love in Oregon, however you say it, and love you both and all your great peoples. Thank you. Okay. Oh wow, Tracy Spacey. This is a good one, actually.
What?
I just heard that they had some issues in Churchill Downs in Louisville.
Yeah, a bunch of horses are still dying.
Correct. And here's what she says. What is the future of horse racing? Already 12 horses have died just this spring at the stadium where they hold the, well, it's not the stadium, it's at the stadium where they hold the Kentucky Derby. It's the racetrack, actually. Actually, my mom used to live 5 blocks from there, and we used to work the Derby every year.
Wow.
The abuses to the horses are absolutely.
Did the horses die like that when you worked there?
No. Mm-mm. The only thing that ever happened is sometimes they would fall, and if they break their leg, then are they're hooked at a certain place, and they have to put them down because
Yeah,
they can fix it. But you know, it used to be like some of those horse farms in Lexington and all that. You see those barns? Oh my God, they're amazing.
yeah.
Those horses would get treated better than people. But I think at Churchill Downs, probably it was hot. Those stables are old. I don't exactly know what happened.
I also think they're feeding them something to power them up. And it
Well,
kills them.
during the Derby, they check them for all of that.
Oh, they do? Okay.
Yes. But I think, the Derby's a big race, so those thoroughbreds are, oh my God, they've got luxury hotel suites almost. But the rest of the horses, like for sometimes during the spring meet and the fall meet, some of those horses are older. Some of them, they have qualification races, whatever. And so I see a full investigation.
I see and I see eventually, not now, could be a few years from now, they're going to stop horse racing.
Well, what I see is legislation passed. All right, that they have to treat the horses in a certain way. If they're over a certain age, they can't race them anymore. All of that stuff. I just see a lot of legislation coming with it.
I see it totally limited.
I think they'll still have the Derby.
Isn't it illegal to have those chicken fights too?
That's illegal.
Yeah.
Well, in some states it is. Other states no.
Okay.
But I do see legislation being passed, in certain states, to say no, you cannot mistreat these animals.
Well, they might even
outlaw legislation as well.
Maybe not in Kentucky, but they will outlaw horse racing in some states. Mark my words.
I think the Derby will still go on, but I think, it's always 2-year-olds, but a thoroughbred, I think January is every thoroughbred's birthday. So no matter when they're born in January, that's their birthday. And so the Derby's always 2-year-olds. So, but it could be 1.5, depending on when they're born. But you know, I see the Derby, but but those horses are taken very well care of. Trust me on that one.
Okay.
The other ones that, you know, during the meet, some of them are older, like I said, you know, sometimes they'll run a horse and somebody can bid on it to buy it. And, you know, as I said, I see legislation coming federally for animal protection and also in the state of Kentucky.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's horrible what happened. I know they closed her. I heard they closed Churchill Downs down right now because
Yeah.
of investigating. So, and they should,
Yeah.
you know,
Do they just drop dead, the horses, or do they get sick and die?
I don't know what's going on. You know, I know with dog races, I think they've curbed that a lot because those greyhounds were treated so poorly.
Oh,
It was horrible the way they treated those dogs.
oh, that's terrible.
I'm all about animal rights.
I know.
All right. BR 9791 says, will Workers Union of Port of Los Angeles negotiate a contract? It's been almost a year. Workers are not showing up for work. This can affect our economy since cargo is sitting there.
Oh, I saw that last night. I didn't know that they're sitting at the port.
Yeah.
Let me look.
I see it. I see them negotiating a contract, and I see it soon. You know, the federal government might put them into binding arbitration to say that they have to.
It's a little bit stressful. 8 days, 8 weeks. Here's the negotiations. Will it work out? Yeah, I actually see the government, like you said, coming in and saying, you guys need to get this sorted because we're going to go back down in a recession again.
Because if you don't, otherwise, here's what we're going to do. Right. All right. Abby Jolie C, I don't know, says, darling, did I miss the answer to my weather question? I didn't know she asked it, but will the Biloxi, Mississippi region of the Gulf Coast suffer a destructive hurricane? Category 4 or worse this year. Well, I do see hurricanes hitting there.
Where is she talking about?
Biloxi, Mississippi, the Gulf Coast.
Oh, I had the weirdest dream last night. I dreamt I was in a horrible hurricane in a office building, and the building was falling apart. You had to kind of get in the middle of the office. And people in the office were talking about this is the second time they've been hit.
Wow.
But it was in New Jersey.
Wow.
And Dan lives in New Jersey. And I couldn't contact him. I had no cell, no way to contact him to try to find out if he was okay. But I remember thinking, geez, I hope his family's okay.
Wow.
But that's so funny. Someone asked about hurricanes.
Hurricanes. Well, I do see, you know, one or two of them whipping up through the Gulf, and would hit Mississippi, but not as bad as it does, you know, to other places.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
no, but there's going to be some hurricanes in the Gulf of Mexico. That could be one that brushes past Mississippi. Based on that dream, I would say a good sized hurricane, not necessarily New Jersey, is going to hit somewhere that it's been hit before, because I think that's what the dream was trying to tell me. Some place that's already had a good sized hurricane is going to get it again.
Right. Okay. Essential said, hi, Mel and Linda. I just heard about a group, Family Watch International, which is the fundamentalist Christian lobbying organization.
Oh, God. Once you hear fundamentalist Christian, you know
Yeah,
you're
right.
in trouble.
Based in the US, apparently they are teaching high-level politicians across Africa how to campaign against sex education and LGBT rights. They have been accused of being involved in what is happening in Uganda. This is probably common knowledge in the US, but I'm in Australia and have never heard of them. For entertainment purposes only, do you think money is involved? Of course, money's involved.
Of course, money's involved.
Absolutely.
And they're trying to groom them to what they want, you know.
Right.
people that are in that much state of resistance and throw the Bible like it's God's word and don't allow any kind of freedoms to other human beings, it never works out.
No, they'll have to face their karma. All right.
He who is first will be last.
Ooh, I like that. Kathy, ooh, I can't say it. Kathy Moltz or something. Hello, Mel and Linda. Colorado Springs just elected independent Yemi Mobolade as their mayor. He's a naturalized citizen from Nigeria. He's their first ever Black mayor and the first non-Republican elected in many years in an extremely red district. Is this an indication that Republicans are tiring of the politics of their party and want to go into a new direction?
And what state is this?
Colorado Springs just elected.
Absolutely. And let me tell you else was that one that won in the Fort Lauderdale in Florida.
Right. Well, he's a non-Republican, so it's just like people know that people are tired of the MAGA BS. They don't want
You
to.
can't do this, you can't do that. Women have no rights.
Exactly.
And now we have that attorney general in Texas totally admitting that he took 2,500 million votes. And now they're saying, now Texas is saying, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to vote in person. We need to get, everybody out, drive people, and have people vote in person because those were mail-in votes. Beto won, trust me.
Oh, I'm sure he did. I know he did. But you know what? He also supposedly did something with the ballot to help put Trump in too in Texas. Mm-hmm. So that's all going to come out.
He's admitted it. If I didn't do this, Trump would have lost, he said.
But the deal is now they're going to investigate, did Trump encourage him to do it? Did Trump know about it?
I'm sure he did. I'm sure.
Of course, for entertainment purposes only, but that's going to come out as well.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if that'll negate the election, but
well, I know Abbott wants to shut him up, so they're trying to do what they can because Abbott knows it wasn't a fair and square election.
We're not going to shut him up.
Because I see that guy Paxton bragging to Abbott, I'm the one that got you this job again because I held those 2.5 million as attorney general.
Paxton's going to sting like a bird. And I don't know if they'll have a special election in Texas, but if Beto really won, I don't know what the legal ramifications are. But I've always.
I wonder if Beto is looking at that now, maybe I should take this before even the Supreme Court.
I see lawsuits filed, all kinds of stuff.
Okay, good.
At some point, I still see Beto in a high level government position. That hasn't changed. So, maybe we weren't wrong. He did win Texas, and it was just cheating going on.
He did win.
That's right, because we all saw.
And it was weird between Florida and Texas. They announced the governors right away. It's like, how do you know they won? Like they knew it right away.
That's true. It was too soon. Okay, Jitterbug22 says, hello, Auntie Melinda. Hi. Will the Democrats ever counter the Republicans' talking points? All we hear is the Republicans suppressing, banning, restricting our rights, and zero from the Dems. Wouldn't it be advantageous for the Dems to strongly dispute those and flip the more liberals and independents over to their side? I think the Democrats do counter some of the Republican talking points. And I think a lot of the Democrats prefer not to go down that rabbit hole and just talk about facts. And here's what we're doing. And here's what needs to be.
Right. Oh, they're talking out their rear, and Fox News is still allowing the bull.
Well, Fox News is going to have a lot more lawsuits, as well as other places.
Right.
So, what I do see is the Democrats taking a more strong stance, a more vocal stance.
Good. Especially your younger ones, not these old guys, but your younger ones are going to be real outspoken, like the ones in Georgia.
That's right.
That they got rid of, and boy, they didn't shut up.
They didn't shut up. And that's what I see coming in the Democratic Party. A lot of people more like Wes Moore as well. He's the governor of Maryland. I see him as president one day.
Yeah, they're gonna speak up. But listen, I gotta tell you something really funny. So on YouTube or Twitter, they showed Lauren Boebert said that she didn't get a chance to vote on that, what you call feces between two bread sandwich budget. She wasn't able because like they locked her out or something. And they actually have film of her running to the Capitol way too late, and they had locked her out because she was way too late.
Wow.
And the person that filmed it put it on YouTube. She was running. She knows how to run. And they locked her happy ass out. But she was going to talk about it, but she wasn't going to vote yay or nay.
I'm glad they locked her out.
Yeah, me too.
I think there's a message in there, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
All right. This is a good one. Jitterbug Tutu again. Hello, Auntie Melinda. Will there be a law passed that a sitting president who commits a crime can be indicted? This kind of law should pass. Don't want a repeat of the thug. I do see them passing a law saying a sitting president can be indicted. I don't think there's a law against it. I just think it was more like a precedent.
It'll be more detailed because they never thought they'd have to deal with this.
Correct.
Trump has changed everything. The whole makeup of what you can and can't do will be changed. Even maybe some restrictions on blatantly lying about stuff.
And changes to the Constitution as a result.
Yeah.
The pendulum swinger. I like that. Love you both. My question is on the Disney DeSantis lawsuit. Recently, DeSantis was able to move the case from a Democratic judge to a Trump-appointed judge. Given these boys infighting, was this a good move or out of the frying pan into the fire? I didn't know that he was able to move the case from a Democratic judge.
Which case is it?
The Disney lawsuit.
Oh, DeSantis moved it?
To a Trump-appointed judge.
Yeah, it's not going to work for him.
It's not going to work for him at all. It's going to bite him in their you-know-what.
Because the Trump-appointed one knows that Trump hates DeSantis.
But how could DeSantis even change judges? He doesn't have the power to do that.
I know. I haven't heard a thing about that, by the way.
I haven't either, but if it's true, guess what? It's not going to work for Disney. Yeah. Okay.
And don't worry, Disney's got it. If this judge does anything, they'll appeal it and go higher and higher.
Correct. Jackie Hathaway says, will America ever grow a backbone and take Diaper Don down and the rest of the dependents? I see karma. I see them having to face their karma.
Yeah.
And I think many of us do have a backbone, and many of us are speaking up and saying, no, that nobody's above the law. That's
exactly. Exactly.
Okay. Superkins 8853. Is there any truth to the report that Putin is moving tactical nukes to Belarusia? Did Putin poison Lukashenko? I didn't know Lukashenko was sick.
Is he the one that went to visit him and then he came out sick? Yeah, he poisoned him.
Yeah, I'm sure he did. But isn't Lukashenko is the president of Belarus?
Yeah, but he went to visit him. When he came out, he was really sick.
Well, I'm sure that they put something
behind closed doors visit.
But he is moving. I do see some. I do think he wants to put nuclear weapons in Belarus, but I don't know if he'll be able to get by with that.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Somebody wants to know if Biden's fall was a setup. We covered that one. No, it wasn't. Barbara Davis wants to know, will North Korea ever be free of the oppressive regime of Kim Jong-un? I don't see it for a while.
Not for a while. It will eventually.
Ultimately, yes, but it's going to take quite a while. Okay. Susan Cox. Hi, Mel and Linda. Could you please take a look at the Sunday incident of fighter jets needing to chase a small plane, a Cessna, that violated Washington, D.C. airspace, and the pilot was not responding? A sonic boom was created in the area by the fighter jets, and the Cessna later crashed in a forest in Virginia with no survivors. It's been reported that 4 people were on the plane, all family members of the owner of the plane, including the daughter, granddaughter, and the nanny. Why was the pilot unresponsive?
Oh, I saw that. That was so weird. That was not some sort of terrorist action.
No,
They did not shoot the plane down.
No.
They were heading towards Long Island Airport, and then he turned around. I think when they test him, if they can find it, unless his body was just disintegrated, I think maybe it was on autopilot also. I think he might have had a stroke or something.
I think there was a health emergency or an emergency, and I think he was turning around to try to get back.
And they kept trying to call him, and he didn't answer. So I don't know if the family even realized what was going on. It was a shame because it was a woman and her little girl, her 2-year-old little girl, and her nanny.
You know, if something happens to the pilot, who's going to fly the plane? So they were calling him. That's probably why he didn't answer.
Yeah.
I think you're right. He had a heart attack or a stroke.
Something happened, and he was unable, because those jets were right next to them too. Either that or they had some sort of leak in the plane and everybody was knocked out. That's happened before.
That could have been.
That one time, those 2 jets went a big airline, all of them were asleep. All of them were knocked out.
Because the oxygen.
Yeah.
Well, I don't
They'll
think
find out what happened, but I feel that he was incapacitated.
It wasn't terrorism at all. And I don't think it was suicide.
No.
Because sometimes people can use an airplane to try to commit suicide.
And apparently this guy was a pilot. He had a lot of experience as a pilot.
I don't think it was suicide.
No.
Okay. Oh, this is a good one. Andremas. Hi, Mel and Linda. Do you see Russia divided into several states in the future? No.
No, I don't either.
It's Russia.
Russia's a big piece of land, but a lot of it is unuseful.
Okay. And the same person asks, how do you see the relationship between the US and China in the future?
It's stressed right now. Eventually it'll get better.
It really is stressed right now, but you know,
China doesn't want to come to blows.
No, they don't.
But why do they keep provoking? You know, they've been doing this even when Obama was president. Every time we get a new president, one of their naval ships will cut off one of our ships. This was written in, I think, the Wall Street Journal or something. And then they literally moon everybody on the US destroyer. And they're always asking Washington permission to fire. But they always say, don't, just put up with it. So we've put up with China being rude for some time.
I just think they're trying to antagonize, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't, you know, I think it's the relationships are gonna get a lot more, what's the word I'm looking for? Steamy.
Yeah, but you know what? It's not about a battle and, you know, like Ukraine and Russia. This would literally wipe everybody off the face of the earth.
Oh yeah, it would be like stand outside.
Yeah.
But you know, I see the relationship between the United States and China becoming a lot more tumultuous. But ultimately, I do see it getting a lot better, but it's going to take a long time.
It's something to do with Russia.
It absolutely does.
It might be Russia calms down or Russia collabs with the United States and then China calms down somewhat.
Right.
You know, I with listening to FDR with his show, with the show they did on him, and seeing how Japanese treated the Chinese. It was so terrible.
Horrible.
And the poor Chinese went through so much. And then for them to come out the other end being almost as bad as the Japanese were.
It's terrible. But as I said, it'll get more tumultuous and it's going to take a while before things level off.
Calm down. Yeah.
Correct. This is a good one. Barb Mecca, 1136. Aloha, Mel and Linda. Based on the outcome of the DOJ indictment trials, will Trump be stripped of his presidential pension and funeral? Will he be removed as a legitimate president based on a treason conviction or interference tampering with a 2016?
And you know what? It might even be post-death. I'm almost seeing people coming into this nation and having these hearings and really making a decision that he was absolutely no good.
Correct.
That he defrauded this country and he was not a formal president.
Right. That's what I think.
I said it back when I first started reading. I said, mark my words, he will be found to be an illegitimate president.
And you also said he was going to get, you saw him being charged with treason. I remember you saying that. So anyway, I think after his death, you're right, Linda, they'll take him away as a legitimate president, but that's a while off yet.
Yeah.
Okay. Bevo 3313. Greetings, Linda and Mel. Hope you're having a great day. With all the wildfires and heat we're having in Canada this year,
It's terrible.
Will this become?
And you're expecting more heat.
Yes, I know.
Oh.
It's drought. Will this become a regular occurrence over the next 5 to 10 years?
Not 5 years. No.
No, I see more rain coming to help, you know, keep the fires down.
Right.
But I still see more fires. It's climate change. It's really climate change.
Right. But look at us. We were dry, bone dry, and we had Armageddon fires. And now we're so wet, we're still filling the rivers because of the snow melting.
Which
this is June.
Which we'd all predicted, by the way, that the drought would.
Mm-hmm.
Trump lawyers to meet with DOJ. What will the outcome? Will they cut him a deal or ignore them? Well, we talked about that.
They're talking about it. I can see them talking about it.
But I think you're right.
But I don't see Trump saying, no, I'm still running for president.
That's exactly what I was going to say. My psychic light bulb went, yes. Okay.
May I mention something real quick?
Yes.
Prayers out to Mary Fritz. She was supposed to come to our Sedona event. I think he died the Sunday morning, her husband. And she just wrote me this long email about what happened, but prayers, plus tomorrow I'm doing prayers. Prayers to Mary Fritz, you guys.
Thank you. This one is user, and there's a bunch of letters. Hi, Mel and Linda, no question today. Just wishing you both health, restfulness, love, and peace. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, honey.
Let's see. Carrig 7494 says, thank you, Mel and Linda. Love you two together. Seems like China is in a financial disaster. What will become of China and U.S. relations? We just answered that one kind of.
Yeah.
I see China's finances getting worse. Let's see. Betty Cantrell says, hello, beautiful Linda and sweet Mel. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hope you're feeling better, both of you. My question is, are the people of the world going to wake up and get a world firemen so they can fight fires everywhere in the world? All countries need more than what they have. I think she's talking about, will they get more firefighters to help put out wildfires?
Well, I know out here in California, we've hired a lot of firefighters.
I do see a lot more firefighters, but you know, when you've got a fire burning the size of a state,
They come in from all over.
Well, you could have 1 million firefighters and it would still be hard to extinguish. Sometimes you just got to let it burn itself out.
We gotta let it burn, yeah. But I know we hired a whole bunch, and I don't live in Novato anymore, but that's Marin County, but the city of Novato actually has a firewall now that they built
Oh, wow.
because Novato has a lot of overgrowth and stuff. So it's like kindling. It's just waiting to catch on fire.
Especially when it's dry.
Yeah.
Hey, Maureen Clemens, 4684. Hi, Mel and Linda. Will presidential candidates ever be required to undergo a psych eval? I think they should.
Down the road, they will.
That's what I think too. Yep. It doesn't seem unreasonable to expect the leader of the USA to have a firm grasp on reality. Yeah, I agree
Right,
with that.
right.
I do see some requirement, absolutely. I don't know if it's a
Yeah.
law or a requirement, or maybe the party will make it a requirement.
Right.
Okay. Gail Langston, 8084. Hi there, Auntie Mel and Linda. I'm so exhausted by all the worldly chaos. Is there ever going to be a time where peace prevails? Love the Mel and Linda show, by the way. Always makes me laugh. Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I think it's going to be a while before we
It's
see.
a little while, but you know what? Turn off the TV and breathe and connect with source. That's where paradise is.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah.
Okay. Equus 3333. Mel and Linda, any rain or cool weather for Chicago this summer? Well, I think we'll get rain. I think it's like 74 today. I'm predicting, well, we'll get some weather in the 90s, but I think it's not going to be too bad of a summer.
We're expecting thunderstorms and rain here in Northern California.
Wow.
It's cool out here and
Yes,
overcast.
it was chilly here too. Hello, Mel and Linda. I lost my cat Sam 14 years ago. At the time, I was in a really bad place with depression and anxiety. I wasn't able to be there for him like I should have been, and I still feel guilty and cry over him. Has he forgiven me?
Oh, God, yes.
Of course, yes. Yes.
And don't be so hard on yourself. There's no purpose in that.
Right. I mean, you're totally forgiven.
Yes, absolutely. And
He's
they're
been-
unconditional, those
he's
sweet
been-
little animals.
It's been kitty cat stuff on the other side.
Right.
Hi, Mel and Linda. My question is, many Russians blame the European Union and United States for the war in Ukraine. Is it possible that in the future, the citizens of in Russia will know it was Putin who started the war, and also how Putin and Trump will be remembered through history? I think the people in Russia have a good idea already.
Yeah.
I had somebody tell me, well, Putin, didn't want Ukraine to go into NATO, and that's why I didn't want all those NATO influences around Russia. But wait a minute, he doesn't get to decide that for another country. He doesn't get
No,
to,
but he thinks he can.
of course, but that's the rhetoric they're using.
Right.
And it was like, wait a minute, Ukraine said they wouldn't go into NATO, and he invaded anyway.
Right. Right.
Oh, right. I'll tell you who's going to end up being ousted is that president in Turkey who's trying to keep Finland and Sweden out of NATO.
Oh, he just won. Didn't he just win?
Just won, but I still see issues there.
Okay.
Or maybe NATO will say, wait a minute here, we're not going to tolerate this. Because I see NATO setting a lot more strict, a lot more guidelines about
Right.
that leaders can't be like influenced by dictators.
Exactly.
Okay, Mel and Linda, please reassure me that Lauren Boebert from Colorado will get caught doing something illegal and will get removed from
Well,
office.
she got caught in a big lie. She's not going to win again. I'm telling you right now.
No, she's not going to.
Oh, listen, how many more do we got?
That's it.
Oh,
We went through all of them. We had
we
30.
went through all of them. That's great news.
Yep, we did.
Because I was going to tell you, I have an appointment at 11:30. So
Oh, there we go. Everybody, I probably don't see myself today. Anyway,
do you want me to say it? So Mel went to the ENT and there's some sort of growth here. And plus that ulcer that in the back of his throat, and he says it's not looking good. He may in fact have cancer. which they can't definitely define until they do a biopsy. But they can't do it. They're not going to do it until he comes back from Africa. So he's scared to death. Prayers for him, please. Quite emotional. I feel like it's going to be okay, though. It's hard for you. You can't feel nothing. Like me with cancer, I couldn't feel nothing.
Right.
I suggest walking the dog and allowing the realm to go right through you and see what they say. The
All right.
main thing is not to be afraid.
Well, it's a little scary, but you know, it's funny. In Sedona, when I taught about stepping out of the fear. And so
This is quite the test.
it certainly is. But
He worried about if he's going to be able to taste things, would they mutilate his appearance? And it's like, no, don't worry. Usually the mutilation causes with jaw cancer or, you know, tongue cancer, but yours would be esophageal, I imagine.
no, it's not esophageal.
It's not?
It's right by the tonsil. It's right by my tonsil. on
That's
the
right there.
side. And I could feel a mass, and the doctor could feel the mass, and he said, "I don't like this."
Yeah.
So,
And you were so calm when you called me. You were supposed, well, you know,
I know, but
although you did use foul language, the SOB says, no, I'm just kidding.
well, the doctor was very nice.
And he's so funny because he said, well, I lose my taste. That's the first thing I would have thought of.
And I said, if you're going to do disfiguring surgery, forget about it.
Forget it.
But they
Forget
can't-
it. Hey, Mel, forget about it.
Forget about it. But the CAT scan showed a lesion. I think it was 2.6 by 1.7 centimeters, which is about the size of a grape, which is a good size. And it's like, ew.
Yeah.
But-
And we're not really going to know what we're dealing with till you get back from Africa.
Exactly.
And he said him being on the African trip is not going to make a big difference.
No, because I asked him and he said, whatever it is, it's been there for a while. You know, it was funny, 4 or 5 months ago, I thought I felt a grain of rice in my throat, but I get such a strong gag reflex, but I just, you know, but
Mel was a smoker for years, and then he had his quadruple bypass, and then he stopped smoking. But that's what the doctor asked. You were a smoker? And he said, yeah.
quite 11 years ago. But and then, you know, I kind of palpated it in there and I could feel it. There's, you know, there's mass in there. But anyway, so everybody please send prayers, and whatever this is, I will fight.
Send prayers and try to get off the sugar. Sugar feeds cancer.
I will fight, whatever it is.
Of course, today I would get a double fudge sundae or something special.
Of course. All right, Linda, thank you so
Plus,
much.
you're trying to get out of having me out there to visit you, and that's not going to happen.
There you go.
When I come, God forbid you actually have to be down for a little bit. I'll come out there with my Nancy nurse outfit.
I love it.
With my big white Nancy nurse shoes. Or I can wear my flip-flops.
No, I like my flip-flops, girl. Auntie Mel has to have the flip-flops.
So, well, I wasn't sure if you were going to announce that, but now that you did, you know, tomorrow prayer session, I'm going to bring you up again.
All right, Linda, love you. Thanks, everybody. Namaste.
Namaste.
I'm looking forward to going to Africa and seeing the gorillas. And when I get back, well, I'm not looking forward to that so much, but I'll deal with that at that time.
Yep, you're going to fight the good fight.
There you go. All right, sweetie. Love you.
Cheers, everyone.